Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today I want to take off the work that we did yesterday on the graph. So what I want to do is, like we see here in the events section, we have this time picker where you can pick like any amount of time ranges, and I want to put that to our insights page as well. So we can see, the user can actually change at which time frame they're looking at. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Good thing is most of the API is actually already prepared to do so. So if we check here, we have this parse time range, and that takes the time range, does its magic. So the backend is actually building like sorting for that. Yeah, and except for the last 24 hours, it's always sorted by day. So we only need to take care that the sorting by hour is actually displaying correctly. I presume it should be, but just kind of check later on when we added the picker if it actually does. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is mostly just copy over what we have for the events page, simply because I'm lazy and it works. So I'm gonna do that. Just need to find out where it is. So we have this time range picker. Presumably what it does is exactly sets the time range. So we're gonna copy over this. Okay, just one thing. I think we're wrapping the inside page. Okay, so we would need to pass it down to components, but I think it's fine for now. We can later on change it if we do want to. So I'm also going to set it to the last 7 days by default, simply because, especially because the insights, they should give you a bit more broad overview, and the events is more like an event stream. I haven't seeded any events for today, so we're not seeing any new ones, but this is more like a raw view where you can check what kind of events happened, and the insights is more like, okay, this happened with my product, so yeah. Also, in the meantime, not on camera, I did add some coloring to the graph. So now actually the button events, for example, this is the blue graph here, reflect. So it always gets the same color for the same string, even though, as you can already see, sometimes they are pretty close. So maybe we need to do some different kind of mapping that actually does it. But I think that's work for another video. So yeah, let's actually check out how long it's going to take for the time range picker. I think it's not that difficult actually. So we do have the simple header here, don't we? Oh no, we don't. We have the tabbed header with title. Okay. I'm afraid I didn't build these components. So just always need to take a bit to organize myself around that and to know what's going on. Like you see, most of the stuff Bruno did. I'm always jumping in between. Now planning to do much more work on the product actually. But as Bruno did a lot of the bare bones, just taking some time to find, get myself used to. It's okay that actually, yeah, I don't think we can use that. No. I guess we could wrap it. No. Or couldn't we? The simple header, so the tabbed header goes inside. No, I don't think so. Well, okay, actually. That could work if we changed it a bit. So, have the tabs here, title there. Ah, no, I think we should be able to. Is it just a title we're passing? Yeah. Oops. No, I think we can just put a different component in here. Let's check it out. Oops. Oh no, it requires a string. Why couldn't it be string or component? Should be able to put an element there. Yeah. So let's just roll with that and see if it works out the way we want it to work out. Yeah, okay, well, just gonna copy all of that. Oops. That is fine. Time range picker. Please give me the time range picker. Oh no, we need to export it. I think. Yeah, it's not exported yet. I just export it for now. Should take care of some refactoring eventually, but I want to do something interesting. Oh yeah, so I mean in theory that already seems quite right. Just why? Okay, center that's fine, but let's check a look. Tailwind. Space between. Because we only have two things. We can do space between. Sorry, I just bumped my microphone. No, that is not the right one. Space flex. Justify between. Yeah. When there's there only two items, it should align them. Ideally, it should align them correctly. Oh, I see. It's wrapped inside an H2. That's why I think. Okay, I guess we need to do some more work then. Ah, yeah, because it's in the page header title. Okay, so what we could do is turn this. Otherwise, I'm just going to return a draw. And Copilot, hopefully, well, let's remove the class here. But seems right. It still doesn't grow. It's not an H2 anymore. That's good. Let's remove this one then. Oh yeah, so that would work. That is actually quite nifty, I think. Yeah, I like it. So now obviously we need to plug that into our insights. So we're going to do that. We have the time range here. and category insights needs to take a time range. Oops, wrong key. Not used to that keyboard anymore. Yeah, I mean it's not too beautiful that we have to put it in both, I think. But like I said, maybe I will eventually just clean it up a bit. And then it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Let's pass it to the other one too. Time range. Thankfully Copilot does a lot. Like, I mean, I know it's quite controversial, but well, yeah. No, so actually it's top. Well, no, see, I don't need to put it in there. I did it wrong. So yeah, we don't need it in here, obviously, because we can just plug it in here in the request. Even though we do need to pass it down for the chart. Okay, so in this one we do need it. Stupid me removing it, then adding it back in, but I guess that will be forgiven. So, time range, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Time range. Time range. Oops. Yeah. This one needs a time range too. Ooh, that looked ugly. So yeah, it does technically work. That is beautiful. I mean, okay, the loading thingy looks a bit ugly, but... And we could change the empty state. I don't know why that... I think I broke something when I worked on that. But that was actually pretty straightforward. Like you can see here, Saturdays, they grow, they jump over time. I guess the dots are a bit like ugly. Maybe we should not fill them, but then it probably looks a bit worse even. Let's take a look. Where are our circles? Just an outline. Stroke, I think it's called. Yeah. And change the fill to transparent. Boom. Of course, this needs to be a string. Looks even worse. So we're gonna go back. Awesome, my computer surely loves to work. I hope you cannot hear my fans. They're always like very noisy, very vocal. Okay, so we don't have any events for the last 24 hours. Well, let's fix this one up. So I see still wrapped inside a div, and that obviously fucks up that one, so that should be an easy fix. Insights page. Where's our div? So if it's empty, No, that's the timeline. The timeline works, right? Category insights. Most used categories. Actually, I do also think we should put the category below, like the bar chart below the timeline. So the timeline looks a bit better. Like you could get an instant overview about what has been happening, and then if you just want to see like an absolute comparison between the most happening, most used categories, you can just scroll down and see the rest. So yeah, let's go to the most used categories. Oh yeah, there's that pesky div. Just get rid of it. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Cool. That's already for that. I do think we should give it like a bit of margin as well. But that is more fitting on the container. I think. Or at least I thought. Maybe I don't know, so it would be heading bottom. Yeah, still not beautiful. Should make it a bit bigger. Did it actually grow? Oh yeah, it did. Holy cow. Yeah, much better. I love it. Actually, I do like how it looks. This one is nonsense, I'm gonna be fair, and probably we should add like a hover event that shows like what the categories actually are. Like you, especially with this kind of contrast, you have no idea how that's supposed to look. But yeah, we could, in theory, tweak like the saturation and lightness a bit. Oops, what happened to the cursor? Like, actually, we can just edit that in a function. String to color. It's pretty bright. And I think, especially for graphs, yeah, much darker colors, much better. Much more contrast. Not like, still, this is bad, but yeah, I've copied that over from Stack Overflow actually. So let's give color. No. Same color for text. I'm not finding this one. I do think they do have like a history, right? Oh yeah, I've earned things. Let's take a look. No. Yeah, but I upvoted the response. Yeah, exactly. This one. That is really neat. So we're gonna put this here. See. Yeah. I think it's a really nice function, especially because you can just tweak it that easily. Much better. Yeah. So what I will do off camera, I suppose, because it involves me just fumbling, looking around spots, is actually what we do want is like, don't want a graph that goes from, like if we only have events for 2 or 3 days, as you can see, it goes from the 19th to the 23rd. But obviously on every other day, it would be 0 events. And practically there are two ways. We could either do it in a chart, so we could go to the front end. And I mean, because we have a timeline chart, and I've called it that way, I think we could just really say, okay, whenever you have no value, just display a 0. Let's take a look. Where is it? Timeline chart. So we would go in and the y value would be 0. But then again, we're already putting 0. So yeah, as I will have to research a bit, I think that's probably better off camera. But I do think, just considering how neat it was that Bruno already built this nice picker, which also then allows us to use absolute values eventually. It's really cool because you can just see so much. Like, actually does make a big difference. Bad thing is we only have 3 categories in here in the seed, but eventually what users can do is they can add their own categories, so you could actually like track features, for example. So maybe page view would probably always be the first one, but then you could have like, I don't know, this feature or this submit or whatever. So, and I think there, especially from that, there would be a lot more richness. And also, like, as you can see, the seed only goes to like 4 events per day or 5 events. In a real world scenario, that would be like, you would definitely see if you had different features, like the usage across each feature. So maybe we should improve the seed to reflect that a bit better eventually. Yeah, but I think that's already it for today's video. Just wanted to do a really short one. Also because with this video, I want to do a bit more processing. The last one I just uploaded, and I think it was fun. Just fixing up audio and all that a bit. And that is better to be trained on a short video than 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. So yeah, thank you for staying with me and just having a short look at me moving around things in React, which still took 20 minutes. And see you around, I guess.